Sarah, will we have an interpreter today?
We should have Jeff.
He may just not have logged on yet. I do show that a Gabriel Ayala, he's labeled as Spanish speaking. Last one on the docket.
Mhm. I also have Jose Garcia, number 19, as needing an interpreter as well.
Let's go ahead and get started. Mr. Thomas, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you turn your video on, please?
Yes, sir. Um,
Mr. Thomas, do you have an attorney representing you?
no, sir. No, sir, I do not.
And you will not be retaining counsel in this matter? You'll be representing.
I actually tried to get court appointed, but I was denied.
Because you don't qualify. That's correct.
Yes. I wonder how does that work? I was with my wife, and now I'm no longer staying with my wife. Um, so how does that work? I'm still married, but my income has dropped.
That's not going to change your financial status.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try to retain an attorney.
I'm going to give you a certain amount of time that you must have an attorney by.
Okay.
Let me find a date. February 21st at 2:30 is going to be your next court setting. You have to have an attorney by that date. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. And when is that? February?
21st at 2:30 p.m.
So that's like less than a month.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
All right. If you would e-file, or would you need to file a reset in this matter for February 21st?
Okay.
All right. You're free to go, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you.
I don't have anybody here for Denise Davis.
Attorney reached out saying that the power went out in his office, so he's going home to Zoom in.
All right. We'll wait until the end of docket to call him. Miss Phoenix, are you there? Miss Phoenix?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is your client going to be joining us?
She's online, but she's not able to get her video started. We
She's not-
spoke to her.
Well, she's not in the waiting room.
Wait, let me see. Let me see what Kathy can tell us. Hold on. Kathy? Excuse me, Judge.
That's fine. Miss Phoenix, I'm just going to put you back in the waiting room. Why don't you try to get her on, okay?
Okay, we'll try to get her on.
That was fast, Judge. I didn't expect to be called this quickly.
Well, your cases are getting a little older, so they're near the top of the docket.
Well, these are the first ones for both of these.
Well, Caleb Carter's got a 20 CCR case.
Correct, but he didn't get served for a very long time.
All right. Well,
He's on, sir.
Let's start with Jeffrey Smith, and then we'll move into Caleb Carter.
All right, Mr. Smith is not available. I explained it this morning. I had no idea that. Well, I should have known, but I didn't know that this was at 2:30, and he's on his honeymoon. And but an offer has been given. I want to talk to the state simply about if there is another possibility, and if not, we're going to have to work towards working it out by the next sitting, Judge.
Okay, state.
Judge, an offer has been made for DWI court. We are just waiting on a response from defense.
Correct.
Can you have it wrapped up or figured out by February 21st?
I think we would at least have it wrapped or figured out, Judge, to where that if we needed another setting, you could put it on the trial docket for us to knock it out.
All
But
right,
like I said, this was our first setting, Judge. But this was a. I'll put it on the 21st. Is that at 2:30, Judge?
it's at 2:30.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, make sure your client is present next time.
I will, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so let's move into your next client, Caleb Carter. What is going on with Mr. Carter?
There's some restitution that remains for the state to get a hold of, Judge, and then we will talk about resolution of it.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the correct understanding. I've got in touch with one of the complainants in regards to restitution, but I'm still waiting to get back in communication with another one to get exact estimates. But we're in the process of getting this worked out.
Is February 21st enough time for you to figure the restitution out by?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hunter, February 21st, 2:30.
I've already e-filed. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Judge, to be clear, did you say 21st? Is that right?
21st, February
Thank you.
21st. Yeah, I don't have Mr. Njoku present.
This is the one that he came in this morning for. His reset said non-issue, but the
Hmm.
said status.
All right, because of the filing error, we're going to go ahead and we'll reset him. 221. For status. I do not have a Kristen Nuna. Mr. Alvarez is here. I'm going to move on to the next case. Mr. Craig, can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We're waiting on your client to finish connecting. Once he has, we'll get started.
Yes, Your
Uh,
Honor.
We're waiting on DeRozan to connect. Do you know if Mr. Cyrez?
Sires, I just got off the phone with him, Your Honor. Excuse me. He said he's having a hard time connecting due to the weather, but I told him to keep trying. And I just spoke with him approximately 90 seconds ago.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start with DeRozan. We're on the record in 21 CCR 225078, state of Texas versus Adriana DeRozan. Where do we stand with this matter, Mr. Craig?
Oh, Your Honor, the state has made two offers. Ms. DeRozan accepted one of the offers about an hour ago. So we need a short reset to get plea papers generated and signed and a day for her to come in and enter her plea.
Sarah, go ahead and give me a date for the plea.
I have February 2nd or February 7th.
What are the times?
2nd is at 1:30, 7th is at 9.
February 2nd, Your Honor, the second too. I guess that's
All
next Thursday.
We'll reset it for a plea for February 2nd at 1:30 PM.
Your Honor, on Mr. Sires.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Get to Mr. Sire shortly.
Okay, yes, sir.
If you'd e-file a reset for Ms. DeRozan, and she is free to go. Now, let me see if Mr. Sires has connected yet. He has not. All right.
Do you want me to try to call him so you could have audio, Your Honor?
Now, hold on 1 second. Because of the weather, I'll excuse his appearance for this hearing, but only this time.
Yes, sir.
He is expected to be present at all future hearings. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 222048, state of Texas versus Kenneth Sires. Mr. Craig, what's going on with this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sires is, he's going to accept the offer into the retail diversion program. He needs approximately 2 weeks to come up with a $300 application fee to get into that program.
How much time again? 3 weeks?
Yes.
Let's put him on the February 21st status docket, just in case he does not enter into the program. If he doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and place him on a trial docket after that.
Okay, and that'll be a Zoom appearance on the 21st?
That'll be
Your Honor?
at 2:30, February 21st at 2:30 via Zoom.
Okay,
Now,
perfect.
the plea that you're taking on the 2nd, that's in person.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I believe that concludes all your matters, Mr.
It does, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Ms. Gonzalez.
Hi, Judge.
Hello. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 21 CCR 220432, State of Texas versus Sergio Alvarez. We're here for status. What's going on with this case?
Judge, to my knowledge, I recently received an email from the prosecutor saying that discovery is now available for pickup. I believe we received it like 2 days ago, Judge.
Okay.
So, Your Honor,
Yes, I'm listening.
so there's, as a point of clarification, the portal discovery was shared last week. There was a follow-up email where there was an offer made and notification was provided that the discs, the defense attorney copy discs are also available for pickup. So I want to make sure that defense counsel knows that there are digital discs and those are available for pickup as well.
Yes, correct. Unfortunately, I didn't see the offer, but I'm sure we'd like to review the videos before we consider it.
We're going to go ahead and get this case on a discovery control order. Let's see here. We'll have y'all come in this Friday morning at 8:30 a.m.
Judge, unfortunately, we'll be in Pearland, Brazoria, and in Galveston, and in Harris County this Friday. Is there any way we can do it the following Friday, Judge?
I'll allow y'all to come in on March 3rd.
March 3rd. That works, Judge. We can do that.
8:30 a.m.
Yes, Judge, understood. And is that just to discuss where we are in the discovery process, or?
No, you're going to enter into a discovery control order per the court's requirements, which will outline your further case settings or dates from here on out.
Okay,
including the
understood.
trial date. All right. If you would e-file a reset for March 3rd.
Okay, and I have nothing further, Judge. May I be excused?
Excuse me, I said March
Oh.
3rd. I meant February 3rd.
Yes, Judge, understood. February 3rd.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Sarah, go ahead and create a docket. Mr. Roy, are you there?
Sorry, it wasn't letting me unmute. Yes, I'm here.
All right. Mr. Roy, is your client going to be joining us, Mr. Havard?
I've been trying to get him on here to give him the link. He's having a little bit of trouble right now.
Okay. We'll put you back in the waiting room. See if you can't get your client to join us.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Ms. Booker. All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 222976, State of Texas versus Joshua Butler. Can you tell me what's going on with this case, Ms. Booker?
Yes, I can tell you that on December 30th, we received an offer in this case, and I received information that I need to go to the Avail website to download media. The first time I asked for media in this case was in an email on November 4th to the prosecutor. I asked for discovery, And also I had viewed the file at the office and there was no media in the file. So my technical skills are not that great. I'm probably gonna have to have somebody help me to download. It looks like 8 items of media from the Avail website. And again, as I said, we received an offer, which I've conveyed to my client, received an offer on December 30th. Me and my client are discussing some possible defenses in this case. He also had a co-actor in this case, which is not going to be beneficial to him because she has warrants. So that's the state of the case right now. I'm not ready to proceed. We need to look at the media once I can figure out how to download it.
I'll give you one more status on this one. After that, I'm gonna have you brought in to fill out a docket control order for trials, for a trial date. Okay?
Okay.
All right, we're gonna reset it to February 21st at 2:30 PM. If you file a reset, your client is free to go in this matter. Let me
Thank
move
you,
on to the
Judge.
next case.
I'm ready, Judge.
Let me bring your client in. 1 second. All right, we're going to proceed. Hopefully your client joins us shortly. We're on the record in 22 CCR 227510, State of Texas versus Jermaine Hunt. The status on this case, Ms. Booker.
Judge, I received an offer in this case on Thursday, and I conveyed that offer to my client. Once he was aware of the offer and we discussed the case more thoroughly, he wants to review the evidence, and was very unhappy with the offer that was made on Thursday. So I would say we need some additional time to talk about the evidence and maybe come up with a counter offer, or this could go to trial.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you all in for a docket control on this case. We'll have you come in
Yeah.
on February 3rd at 8:30 AM to fill out that docket control order. And that'll give you one more status date and a pretrial and trial date as well. So hopefully you can get it resolved before then.
Is that something I need to get online, the docket control order?
No,
or is it-
no, just show up. We'll have everything ready for you. It's an in-person hearing. February 3rd, 8:30.
Thank you, Judge.
If you file a reset, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Okay. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 224182, State of Texas versus Felix Noah Benwe. Mr. Schaefer, what is
Good
the
afternoon, Your
status
Honor.
of this case?
So I received the videos of on this case last week. So I just got to get my client in to watch them with me. I have a plea offer from the state and I also need to go over that with him. So I'm just requesting a short reset for me to be able to do that.
All right, I can give you that. Let's do this. I'll have you come in on, or we'll do another status on February 21st. If it doesn't get wrapped up by then or before then, after that, we'll put you on a Friday morning to come in to enter a docket control order to place you on a trial docket after that.
And Your Honor, that sounds great. I was just gonna see, I'm like 95% certain that I'm gonna be starting trial in Brazoria County on February 21st. Could we do any other day?
I mean, we could do February 23rd at 2:30.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. And I'll go ahead and generate the resets and get those e-filed.
Very good. Thank you, Counselor. You and your
Thank you,
client
sir.
are free to go. Mr. Stevens, will your client be joining us?
He said that his power was out, so he couldn't get on his computer, but I sent him the link to his phone, and apparently he hasn't logged on. So I was thinking he was going to, but he isn't.
We'll come
There
back
is
to
there is about 30,000 people without power right now, but
well, let's see if he can jump on. We'll give him a little bit of time
okay.
and we'll proceed without him because of that
All right.
situation. I'm
Okay.
put you back in the waiting room. Mr. Hecker, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're just waiting for your client to finish connecting.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 225549, State of Texas versus Dwayne Erzell. All right, Mr. Hecker,
Yes.
have you had a chance to speak to your client about the discovery and where do we stand?
I've talked to to my client. We have an offer that was just made. and we'd like to set it for a plea.
Okay. Sarah?
I have February 2nd at 1:30.
Let's see. February. At 1:30. You know, I'm gonna be in Harris County. If I could have a little more time,
What was the next
could
date?
we do it? This is gonna be on a Tuesday, correct?
Well,
I have
Sarah,
February 7th at 9 a.m. as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, let's see, February 7th. I'll go ahead and take that.
okay. You file a reset, Mr. Hacker? We'll see you and your client on that date,
And the time again was
February 7th at 9 a.m.
at 9 a.m. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Crumpholtz, we'll need you on this next one.
I wasn't connected to audio initially, so I don't know if you asked me something.
No, Ms. Moreno, just hang tight. We're waiting for your client to finish connecting.
Okay.
Your client's audio is not connected. Let's give him a minute.
Okay.
Mr. Crumpholtz, would you mind chatting with him in Spanish and telling him to connect his audio?
Señor Garcia, ¿me escucha?
You'll have to do it through the chat function. You'll have to type it
Oh,
out.
through the chat. I see.
Yeah, because he can't hear us right now.
All right, Judge. I just sent him 2 messages in Spanish.
He's connecting his audio right now. Mr. Crumples, would you send him one more little chat telling him to connect his audio? He attempted, but it didn't work.
All right. Sent.
If he becomes connected at some point during the hearing, we'll have you jump in, Mr. Crumpholtz. Right now, I'm not going to wait any longer for him. We're on the record in 22 CCR 226126, State of Texas versus Jose Garcia. Miss Moreno.
Yes, Judge.
What is the status on this case?
Judge, on this case, there was a video that the arresting agency had not released until I think just this week or recently. And to my understanding, the prosecutors have it available for me now, but I just need maybe one more setting to go ahead and review that because I think it was just released, I want to say yesterday.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and place you on a docket control order date. So you'll come in next Friday on February 3rd to have a DCO entered in this case. It'll set another status conference and it'll set a trial date down the road as well. February 3rd, 8:30 a.m. You and your client will need to appear in person in my courtroom.
Okay, that sounds good, Judge.
All right. Yeah, if you would please inform your client of what's going on since he never connected his audio and was unable to hear what took place.
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Sarah, is anybody appearing for Whitney Moore?
I didn't get an email otherwise.
All right, move to the next case. Mr. Lindsay, you're muted.
Yes, Judge, I was intentionally muted. We were talking. I didn't want to interrupt the court in case you weren't ready for us.
It's your
Let me-
turn. We're on the record in 21 CCR 225-469, State of Texas versus John Paul Bosway. All right, Mr. Lindsay, where do we stand with this matter? What's the status?
Give me 1 second, Judge. My client's sitting next to me. He's using an iPad and I'm on my Mac. So I was turning down the volume on his device, so I didn't hear every word twice. Judge, I will tell you, I've had some, give me 1 second again, Judge. Trying to mute his, yeah, I think that's better. You can hear me okay, Judge?
I can hear you fine.
Good. So I've had some correspondence with the prosecutor who's handling the case, Judge, and I've expressed some concerns or issues regarding the case with her. I made an offer to her that my client would do what we call terms for dismissal. She said she's not prepared to do that at this time. She's made us a counter offer, but I still have a couple of issues that remain unresolved, Judge. One of which is the officer on his warrant information sheet, which is a document that he signed, says that there's a dash cam, and we have not been provided with any dash cam evidence. We do have body cam, but it doesn't show the officer making a traffic stop on my client. And of course, that is essential for us in looking at whether there was reasonable suspicion to stop him. I will proffer to the court that there was no accident in this case, and the only driving fact mentioned by the officer is that my client failed to stop at a stop line or marking at an intersection. The officer then lights him up and he says my client fails to signal as he moves over almost immediately to the shoulder to stop at the direction of the officer. There's no other driving facts at all. The other issue that we have, Judge, is that the officer marks on the peace officer sworn report that my client gave a blood sample with results pending, which we have now confirmed through the prosecutor that is not true. There was no blood draw. My client didn't ever believe there was a blood draw, but the officer swore to that on the peace officer sworn report. And then on another document says that on the DSC 25 says my client refused, but on his probable cause affidavit has both marked that he refused and that he provided a sample.
Mr. Lindsay, we don't need to get into all that just today.
I understand. I'm just telling you, I'm working with the prosecutor to try to resolve some of these questions. I guess the bottom line for me today, Judge, is I'd like to get a reset, and I would say a relatively short reset, to continue to confer with the prosecutor about issues with the case, and then also confer with Mr. Alfaro about whether the Fort Bend County DA's office would be in a position to accept my offer.
Okay, I'm going to bring you in so we can go ahead and enter a docket control order in this case and get you set on another status and get a trial date set down the road as well. You'll come in on February 3rd at 8:30 a.m. It's an in-person docket. You and your client will both have to be present.
Can I check my calendar just real quick, Judge? And I know I'm asking a lot, but I would ask the court's indulgence. Can we not treat this appearance as that and just get the docket control order?
Not treat what appearance is that?
Well, instead of us having to come in person on February 3rd at 8:30, because it's already, or excuse me, February 3rd at 8:30, because it's already January 24th, may we just get the court's docket control order now and not have to make that in-person appearance on February 3rd?
No.
Judge, and here's why. I have a TCDLA capital murder CLE in downtown Houston that starts at 8:30 that morning.
Well, I can put you on the next Friday, counselor.
So Friday,
If that's the issue.
I'm sorry?
If that's the issue, I can put you on February 10th.
Well, that's the issue on February 3rd. February 10th will be fine. If we have to come in, Judge, that's fine.
Very good. February 10th it is. 8:30 a.m. in-person docket. If you and your client will need to be here, if you would e-file a reset indicating that date and time, you and your client are free to go.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Grunpoltz, we'll need you on this case. All right. Looks like everybody is connected. We're on the record in 22 CCR 227-186, State of Texas versus Gabriel Ayala.
Este es el caso 22 CCR 227-186, el estado de Texas contra Gabriel Ayala.
All right, due to the fact that we have an interpreter here, I'm going to ask that anybody who speaks that they pause every couple sentences to allow the interpreter to interpret.
Y como estamos utilizando un intérprete, cualquier persona que vaya a hablar, que por favor hable una o dos oraciones a la vez para dar al intérprete el chance de traducir.
All right, Ms. Ayala, can you give me an update on this case? Where do we stand?
Yes, my name is actually Melda Mendes, but I am substituting in for Miss Ayala this afternoon.
Very good. Let's pause and let the interpreter interpret everything is stated.
El señor juez le pidió a la abogada un anuncio de cómo está la situación de este caso y la abogada dice que ella no es Marisa Ayala, que se llama Melda Méndez, está aquí sustituyendo para la señora la abogada Ayala.
On this case, I believe discovery, we've received all the discovery for this case. I'm in the process of reviewing it and we are asking for a reset in order to eval the case.
Actualmente hemos recibido todas las pruebas de la fiscalía. Estamos en proceso de revisar las pruebas. Estoy pidiendo otra fecha de corte para darnos tiempo.
All right, I'm going to have you come in for a docket control order to be executed on February 3rd at 8:30 a.m.
Ustedes van a regresar personalmente a la corte el 3 de febrero a las 8:30 de la mañana. Estamos poniendo en efecto una orden de control sobre el procedimiento de este caso.
You and your client will need to be present at that docket.
Judge, may I say something real quick?
You may.
I don't know if give the
Let's let him finish interpreting and then you can say
Abogada, usted y su cliente van a estar personalmente en esa fecha.
Just a note for opposing counsel's benefit. I did share media via VeilWeb, but there are still 2 physical discs to pick up that to get their full discovery.
Y dice el señor fiscal, yo ya puse en línea que las pruebas que puedo cargar en línea están ahí, pero hay 2 discos también que la abogada tiene que recoger de la oficina de la fiscalía.
And we will be picking up that discovery on February 3rd.
Vamos a recoger los discos el 3 de febrero.
If you would e-file a reset for February 3rd at 8:30, I'll see you on that date.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, let the interpreter finish though.
Entonces, abogada, ponga una petición de postergación de fecha para el 3 de febrero y después de eso ya se pueden ir con el señor.
And Ms. Webb, what did you need?
I'm sorry, Defense Counsel, what was your name one more time, please?
Melda Mendes, first name IMELDA, last name MENDEZ.
Thank you.
All right, y'all are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
There we go. Am I on, Judge?
You're on.
All right.
Do not see your client connected. I'm assuming his power is still out.
Well, he says that the power's out and his phone's working, and he said he can't connect on his phone because he needs the Wi-Fi, and that has to go through the power. But I did find out a few things.
All right,
I'll
hold
just
on,
tell you what I
hold on.
know for what it is.
Hold on. We're on the record in 21 CCR 224915, State of Texas versus Bryce Malone. Go ahead. Tell me what's going on with the case.
I thought I do believe there's been an offer made that I thought was reasonable. I thought he was going to take it. I believed he said he was going to take it. Today, for the first time, he tells me he decided he wants to hire an attorney. And all I could tell him was, well, that's your right. But if you reset it to hire an attorney, you better have an attorney. The court's not going to look lightly, you know, like if you're stalling or something. He told me he wanted to hire Kenneth Allen, who works in Wharton, and that's where this guy lives too. I don't think Kenneth Allen has ever worked in Fort Bend County. He's been an attorney like 3 years, but it's his right to hire him if he wants to. But that's all I can tell you, Judge. That's all I know.
All right, well, Mr. Stevens, your client and you, for now, until another attorney is substituted in, are going to appear in my courtroom in person on February 3rd at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, let me just look really fast, make sure that's not like the one day it's impossible for me. I'm sure that's a good day, Judge, but let me, oh, wait. February 3rd, I'm already going to be there for you, Judge, anyway, jail doc.
Perfect.
Yes.
We'll enter a docket control order on this case on that date.
All righty. I will see you and have him there if I can get him there, February 3rd. Do I need to fill out a reset for this?
Yes, sir. If you would e-file a reset.
I will e-file it right now.
Thank you. You're free to go.
At that 9 a.m. or 8:30 or what?
8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good afternoon.
You do the same. Mr. Winton, you there?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Let's get started. We're on the record in 19 CCR 208424, State of Texas versus Denise Davis. All right, it's an old case. It's been on the docket for quite some time. I know there's a span or a gap between because of the warrant being issued. But give me the status and update on this case. Where do we stand?
Judge, if I may, state made a generous offer, restitution and dismiss. So we're just, putting that together. It's going to have to be in some payments. My client's indigent, but we're heading toward a resolution.
How much time does she need to resolve that?
Judge, I'd imagine 2 months, 3 months.
Ooh. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you in on next Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. to enter a docket control order. It'll give you all some time to finish up and hopefully get the restitution payments made before this case is set Well, it'll be set for trial with the docket controller, but before it gets reached for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it's an in-person docket, so you and your client will need to be here on that morning at 8:30.
That's February the 10th, correct?
February 3rd, the next Friday.
Yeah, can we do the 10th?
That's fine. We can do this 10th.
I'm only saying that I was set for a jury trial in Harris County that day, so
That's fine. We can do the 10th, Mr. Winton. Not a problem.
thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Winton. You are free to go if you e-file a reset for that date and time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Phoenix.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, we're on the record in 20 CCR 215-426 State of Texas versus Esther Ramirez. So, Ms. Phoenix, give me an update.
Ms. Ramirez, we've been made an offer, Judge, which my client is accepting. We are going to need a little bit of time, not much, for her to complete what she's agreed to do, and the case should be dismissed.
How much time does she need to complete the class?
Probably a couple of weeks at the most, Judge.
Okay, February 22nd. I'll reschedule you for another follow-up status that gives her 3 weeks to wrap it up.
If she's dismissed, Judge, do we still need to come back?
Nope. If it's
Okay.
dismissed, y'all don't have to appear.
February 22nd,
21st, February 21st, excuse me. At
21st.
2:30 p.m.
21st at 2:30. We'll be there, Judge. If she hasn't finished it, but if she has, we'll move on.
Thank you. If you e-file a reset for that date and time, you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Have we dealt with Bell?
That is the one, she was here this morning, but Mr. Njoku said he'd appear.
That's what I
just-
thought.
Yeah.
But- Okay, well, I'll bring in
He said
Mr.
he appeared to be here.
I'm sorry, I'm the one been calling you because I boo-booed. So I finally did log in 30 minutes late. So I thought I blew it.
Mr. Njoku, don't worry about it. What we've done is we've rescheduled the case for a follow-up status on February 21st. Since there was a docket entry, an incorrect docket entry or just an error on the reset, we are going to reschedule this for February 21st for a follow-up status.
21st, Judge. Can I get 28?
I don't know if I have a docket that day. Let me check. Are you out of town?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
That's that week. That's that week that I asked you to leave open for me.
What about why don't we do this instead? Can you and your client come in next Friday morning? I'm going to get a docket control order entered on this case. It'll be at 8:30 a.m. So February 3rd, 8:30 a.m. Appear. You and your client will need to appear. We'll enter a DCO. It'll give you another status date farther out.
Okay, February 3rd.
Yes.
Okay, I already said I already e-filed a reset.
Perfect. We'll fill it out for February 3rd. We'll see you that morning.
Okay.
All right. You're
All
free to go, Mr. Njoku. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that. This is what happened. So I registered and the window comes up and said lunch. I don't know why I thought that was it. So I'm waiting there for about 28 minutes. Then I looked and I said, oh, I haven't even launched this. Then I launched. So I've been sitting here for the past Sorry on myself.
That's okay, Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Have a
Okay,
good
so-
one.
So
All
we
right.
are in person on the 3rd, on the 6th.
Yeah, third, the third,
Third, next Friday
yes,
at 9 o'clock.
30 a.m.
It 8:30 a.m. Just with jail docket.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right, so make sure it's not my jail docket. My jail docket is the next week. Okay. All right, Judge. See you then.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's move on. We're going to 22 CCR 226950, State of Texas versus Gabriela Salazar. Ms. Moore, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Judge.
All right, let's get a status on this case. Where do we stand at this time?
My client only, she needs to pay some reinstatement fees and get her insurance for dismissal. She's been out with COVID, but she's back at work now. She said she'll be able to pay by the 2nd of February.
Okay. So it'll be taken care of by February 3rd, then essentially.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. I'm going to leave this case then. I'm going to move this case to the February 21st at 2:30 p.m. status docket. If the dismissal is filed before that date and time, you and your client don't have to appear.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
If you would file a reset for that date and time, y'all are free to go.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Ms.
Yes,
Salazar, we're free to leave.
Sounds good.
All right. Last case on the docket. Mr. Roy, I guess your client's not going to appear today.
It does not appear so. So you do what you have to do, Judge.
State, what do you want to do? You want to move for bond?
Yes, Your Honor,
forfeiture?
given their lack of presence here, the state would move for bond forfeiture.
I gotta have my bailiff call the defendant's 3 names outside the courtroom. Call his name 3 times. You just can't get hold of your client, right, Mr. Roy?
His phone is off. I've been communicating with his girlfriend who was supposed to be relaying the message. He was supposed to contact me. I've sent them the Zoom link. I was hoping he was going to get in here.
There was no answer at 3:37.
Thank you. All right. Recommendation on bond from the state.
If I could have a second to pull up his previous bond real quick, Your Honor.
This was a summons case, so there's no bond set.
Okay, we would request the bond be set at $1,500.
Granted, any bond conditions?
No bond conditions, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Roy. Client's bond's been forfeited. New bond is set in the amount of $1,500.
Understood, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, that concludes our docket for today. Thank y'all. I will see y'all later this week.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.